Throughout the world, millions of people are affected by arthritis, their lives being changed by sometimes constant pain of inflamed joints. World Arthritis Day is a day to remember and raise awareness of these conditions and how it affects the lives of those that suffer with it. World Arthritis Day was brought about by the Arthritis Foundation to do just that and to encourage policymakers to help lower the burden of those suffering from arthritis all over the world. Arthritis is cleanly summed up, in its name, being derived from the Greek word arthro, meaning joints, and itis, meaning inflammation. As the name implies, it is a condition involving inflammation of the joints. Many people associate this condition with the elderly and the health concerns that affect them. And statistical evidence supports that those over 65 are in fact the primary sufferers. But there is an often forgotten section of people who are under the age. Almost 30% of all sufferers are under the age of 65, with some of them being no older than their teen years, and some rare cases existing even in the very young. So take out time to educate yourself on this condition and find ways you can help prevent or hold off this condition in your own life. Arthritis, for me, lately, I think I was telling you, lately I've been having a lot of knee pain. You know, when I was reading this research, I just realized that, I don't know what it was, but there was a time when my son was growing taller. That's my first son, when he was growing taller. He had bad knee pain. He couldn't even bend, you know, and all of that. We had to buy different things to work. We had to even take him to the orthopedic doctor and all of that. It was really, really bad. He was not yet a teenager. I think he was about 11, 12. When he was just, you know, when he was stretching and growing taller, it was really bad for him.
Tall people
so I think,
it's very...
Because lately now, my knee is not funny.
It can be painful. I remember...
I've started feeling arthritis since my university days.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we assume that it's only a disease for the aged. It's
elderly.
Actually not for...
That means you are part of the 30% that are under 65.
You can actually have arthritis very early, and you have to just keep managing it. When you're exposed to too much cold, you're going to feel the pain. If you wear a bit of a high heel, you're going to feel the pain, and you just manage it. There's really no cure for it.
Does it have symptoms so that, like, if
it's
people
pain.
have it, they can catch it early?
No, the pain is
you just begin to notice pain in
your knee,
certain joints. Your knee.
Well, it's not going to be severe, so you need to now control.
Even sometimes the fingers are affected. I remember my grandmom used to, you know, sometimes her fingers would just stretch. So she would say, "Oh, it started," you know. So a lot of massaging and
physiotherapy.
Physiotherapy.
So I think, again, when you notice, like me now, because I've noticed that pain, I do sneakers. I only wear heels for very short walks.
Wear comfortable
shoes, flat shoes. Don't say
you don't put pressure on the knees.
So no cure?
There's no cure.
Sometimes.
But I think there's medication to manage it.
Between your bones, so it's like there's a wearing off of the ligaments.
Yeah.
So that causes a wearing off of your bone. So there's really no cure. You can just manage it. You can prevent the severity by lifestyle and some medication.
Yeah,
absolutely.
lifestyle.
Very much that. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so who are we starting with? Let's start with Milola. You have a follow-up story for us first.
Yeah, my story is about Chiwetalu Agu, and I understand that we took the story last week. What happened is that DSS has flown the guy to Abuja, and the thing that I find a bit inappropriate is that he's not allowed to be seen by members of his family, or even the lawyers are prevented from seeing him. And the story reads that the Department of State Service has flown veteran actor Chiwetalu Agu to Abuja as part of an investigation for promoting Biafra and allegedly inciting members of the public. I find it interesting that he was sharing bread. That was a subtle way to put people together and just get attention. One thing that is very, very relevant that people can connect with is the story of hunger. Everyone believes that once you can bring food to the table, you can always get people's attention. I reckon that must be his strategy, to be able to bring people to his side. And I do not think that it is right the way it's been handled. There's a bit of his, there's an infringement on his fundamental human rights. You cannot, whatever trial, whatever investigation you're carrying on, it's absolutely fine. But I see no reason why he's not allowed to see his family members, why he's not allowed to see his lawyers,
his lawyer,
and then whatever
at least
they are doing to him is totally kept in the dark. It's just his word against theirs. He doesn't have a lawyer present
We'll
to
just
be able
keep
to file his
following the story.
We'll keep following
it's
it
a
up.
bit, it's a bit
Well, I
disturbing.
hear that because the last I just saw of the report just before coming on air, I hear that the DSS has handed him over. They've released him and handed him over to the Actors Guild of Nigeria. In fact, there was a picture of himself and Mona Lisa Chinde. I can't remember the male actor's name, but two of them were in the picture. So hopefully we'll just keep an eye on that story.
For them to carry out.
They've released him to
Into the custody
of
the Actors Guild.
the Actors Guild of Nigeria, because he's a member of the Actors Guild of Nigeria.
Yeah, is that for prosecution?
Well, at least
Or
he's
for
no
how
longer. He's safe
At least
with
it's been
them.
exposed.
Yeah,
Okay, makes sense.
yeah. Norma, let's hear your story quickly.
Okay, mine is probably a follow-up to what we're going to be discussing this evening, but from the angle of Nasarawa State, what they feel. So presently in Nasarawa, communities there have resorted to charcoal, the use of charcoal and firewood, as the price of cooking gas continues to skyrocket. So the story says that residents of Nasarawa have lamented the steady increase of the price of cooking gas, with many of them saying that they have resorted to cooking with charcoal, firewood, effectively negating efforts to control the untoward effects of climate change occasioned by indiscriminate tree felling. So this is it's skyrocketing even and complicating the situation more, because you can't afford cooking gas anymore. Now people are cutting down trees. The decline in climate change, everything is being affected. And before you know it, chaos will be the order of the day, because now people will begin to be erratic in their decision making. And it's really bad that in 2021, we're finding ourselves still dealing with issues. It might even, if I may borrow the quote, gone are the good old days, right?
The good old days is last
week. It's last
I also took this similar story yesterday, but it was on kerosene. They were complaining about the price of kerosene, that it was too high.
Everything has gone up.
That,
and there are no options. It's just so
now
unfair
resorting to
more
firewood
people,
is not good for our
poverty
climate.
is even increased. We thought we had poverty at its peak. It's becoming even worse. It's very unfortunate.
Maury, over to you.
So mine is good news at least.
Yes, so please.
Scientists discovered tumor-wiping treatment in cancer patients. So that's according to the Institute of Cancer Research, London. So a breakthrough trial, scientists at the Institute of Cancer Research found a breakthrough trial in a blend of immune-boosting therapies and medications trigger patients' immune systems. So now it can kill, like they discovered a treatment that can kill tumors in cancer patients. So there was a 77-year-old man that had cancer, and then he underwent this procedure, and then the cancer disappeared.
Wow.
So there's nothing about chemo here. And I feel like this is good news, because last week it was sickle cell. There's a research that is creating cure for sickle cell, and today is cancer. So at least that's something.
In fact, when we talked about cancer, we also had Dr. Oh gosh, what's his name now? We had a Dr. Femi. We had him on Wednesday. We were talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's this month. Yeah. And again, we're talking cervical cancer and breast cancer. So he was explaining that cervical cancer, it can just be from this tiny thing and it grows. So imagine if we have this kind of treatment available. So once you notice it's something to just clear it off your system, so you don't have. So it means that. But with this kind of report, it means that people that have advanced cancer can be cured. If I'm correct.
Yeah, I think this man was stage 3.
Yeah.
And he's even 77, like he's old, he's an elderly. So for him to be able to undergo the process and be okay.
So
that's
good news. Really good news.
I believe some of the diseases would naturally phase out and new ones will come.
Amen. Let this one first of all go face. But my one is also good news. INEC bows to the pressure, says INEC can transmit electronically results. I mean, this is what we've been clamoring for. We can't have so much technology and we're still doing
paper to
count the ballots.
By the time they count in this booth, by the time you transfer the result has changed. So they said that the Senate on Tuesday had passed a bill to rescind its decision, which subjected INEC to seek approval, because they were supposed to seek approval from the NCC, that's the Nigerian Communications Commission, before it transmits elections result electronically. So the upper chamber also voted in support of the conduct of the party primaries only by direct method. So this is good news. I don't know how it's going to impact the general elections that's coming out in 2023, but I think it's a right step in the right direction. Let us try to use technology. See the way people voted for Big Brother. We can all see
the results and all of that.
Let us not act like we are dumb people. We actually have technology, so can we just use technology?
So do you think that will stop it from being rigged, though?
No, it would stop it,
this will control
but it can curb.
It can curb it.
To a large extent.
Trust me, if the numbers are adjusted, because it's computerized, it will be sniffed out. Unlike the one that they will call you in the night to be thumbprinting. Nobody can check whether it's Maurice thumbprint. We can't check and see, oh, these thumbprints are all the same. All they are saying is thumbprints, right? So this will make sense. Hopefully, we'll be able to find a solution. All right, so we're talking food price, not food price. Sorry, commodity, price hike, everything.
Everything.
When we come back from the break, stay with us. We'll be right back.